Hi all. For this demo, I'm going to go over some of the UI changes that I made and some database backend logic as well. So, as we're all familiar, this is the UI for the user profile. As you can see, I've added some images, fixed this up a little bit. Previously, we had the friends requests working. For the last few weeks, I've gotten the group memberships working. So now I can create a group through this button and this little panel here and become an admin of a group. I can also request group access through this UI. Are there any groups? Okay, so I have a request here I can send out. And in here, there'll be a list of the groups that I am a member of. And there will be a pending list of groups. And the buttons for these groups are currently working. You can log in as a member. Let's see which profile I want to go into. You can log in as a member. You can navigate to the group. Previously, there wasn't a UI for the group. Now the UI is fairly similar to the user UI. With some modifications, and you have your members here, and you can accept or reject members as well as view your existing members. So I can add Marcin here. I can also remove him from the members list. The tabs are slightly different on this one. I've added tabs to the lists for members and for associated groups, and a search where I think this hangs up. Yep, so I did not implement that functionality. But with that being said, as long as I'm a member of a group, I can edit the group's data. Now we have an edit page for the group. I can go back, I can delete the group, I can save changes to the group. So if I wanted to make this best NP NFPs, I could save that and go back to profile and let's see, best NFPs. Perfect. I'll need to update this as this should have been managed through the state management service that I implemented, but I'll identify the issue there later. Let's see what we have. So we have group requests, we have users. I added the feature feedback. I added these external links. I think that's it for the UI, unless I'm missing something, which I could have very well be missing something. But for the application's logic, I cleaned out the users and group service, and I cleaned out the off service. So now we have an off store service, and we also have a Firebase service, which is ambiguous. You can provide it to the collection that you want to reference and the ID of records that you want to reference or the name of records, and it'll query any of the collections based on the collection you provided it and the information you're querying against. And after it grabs that information, it'll take select IDs that of records that it should be monitoring, it'll save those records into memory and save those IDs into memory. And whenever there's a change in the database, it'll pull that information down to the application, update the new information within the application, and pass it to the observer or subscribers that are listening to that for that information in the application. It's a two-step process where we will have a collection of IDs that just monitors the various collections and various records within those collections. And then another step that takes all of the records that we've queried within our session and keeps those in memory to be referenced later. So whenever we navigate from one page to another, we're not pulling in new data, we're referencing data that has been pulled from the initial time that we queried the database for that data and just reusing it as long as we have it. If we don't have it, then we ask for it in the database and to display it in the UI. And when it comes to the Firebase functions and Firebase triggers, um, I've updated the triggers to have a bit of a file structure where all the triggers are within their own directory. So if users a collection has triggers, then they'll be in the users directory. If the groups directory has or collection has triggers, they'll be in the groups directory, and so on. I've updated those methods and the way those are imported and exported into Firebase. It was a lot of work this week, but things are coming together. So thank you and bye.